Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you how to install a HDD into your PC. I was just doing it myself and I thought might as well record a quick YouTube video. I am grounded. This is by no means a requirement, but if you do want to ground yourself, just search up how to do it. And yeah, so if I turn my camera a little bit, you can see what I'm working with. It's been a while since I've opened up my computer, hence why it's all dusty here, so ignore that. But much of the cable work is already done, so I'm just assuming that you've already have a PC set up and you're just adding the HDD and not actually building a complete gaming PC from scratch. Your HDD is going to need two things. It's going to need to connect to the power supply and also your motherboard. So it'll need two cables coming out of these two ports here. The power supply should be pretty easy because if we have a look at this cable, okay, this is the power supply cable. As you can see, it goes all of the way around to my power supply. And if you look along the cable, you can see there's these ports all the way along. So we can literally just take our HDD and plug it in the port like so, because they'll sit on top of each other. Your gaming PC case should come with a HDD rack or disk drive rack, and they come with these little shelves. And you can just slide them in and then pull them out when needed. And that's so they all sit on top of each other and plug in to these little ports here. So I'll show you that in a minute, but first just let me tell you how to plug into the motherboard. So you'll need a SATA cable like this baby. I do have another one here, still sealed, but I just found this one in my cupboard, so we'll be using this one today. That will just plug into the smaller port here, and then into your motherboard. So I've put my drive in its respective shelf. The screw holes don't line up, but that shouldn't matter. It is pretty solidly in there. And so I'm just going to put them in their shelf. So now they're both in their shelf. We can take the power cable, as I discussed earlier. Oh, that one's a bit wonky. There we go. Take the power cable, then plug it in its respective hole. Make sure it's pushed all of the way down. Then we can also take our SATA cable, and it has a little point here, so you want to make sure they line up with the port. You'll hear a click. Make sure both of them are pushed down fully, and then take this end and plug it into the motherboard. Now I've come over to the front of the PC. Once again, I apologise for the dust. Some of you are probably shouting at the screen. But I've threaded through my SATA cable, and I've just followed the original one. I threaded it through the same hole, and it comes out here. And then literally we have all of these ports here for my hard drives. We're just going to turn it around the right way so it matches this clip, which is the release clip. And then plugging it in like so. You'll hear a snap, and then that is successfully plugged in to the computer. If we give it a little tug just to make sure it's securely in there, that works, and we can thread the cable back the other way. And now we literally just have to take our shelf and put it back in the computer and then partition the drive. Okay, so now I've booted up my computer. We have the hard disk drive installed, so we can go over to create and format hard disk partition. So click that. I've already opened it. It will open up like so. It may recognize it straight off the bat and ask you to pick a partition style. Basically, always use GPT for any large drive, any drive bigger than 2 terabytes in any modern drive. If you're using a really old drive on a really old system, then MBR might be the choice, but typically it's going to be GPT, so that's the one I'm going to select. We then have this disk one. If I open up this full screen actually to make it more obvious, we have all of that storage unallocated. We can right click on it because this is our new disk, and then new simple volume, next. Leave this as default, so click next again. You can then pick the letter of your drive. I'm just going to leave it as E. Why not? Just leave all of that. Then next again. And you can leave all of this as default, except obviously the name. If you want to call your drive a specific name, I'm just going to put second drive. And then click next. Then click finish. And if we open up our file explorer and refresh, we have a completely new blank drive. I've just installed the 8TB drive, all works. And if we open it up, oops, as you can see, completely blank drive, fresh and ready to use. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any issues in the comment section below. I'll try my best to help everybody out. See you next time.